bikumecha, ukshartam leo al yadecha, v'hayu letotafo beinenecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha.
Beautiful, ladies. Yasher koach. Let's continue sitting quietly with our own thoughts and feelings for a few moments. We can continue. Page 56, 57, V'haya im shamoa.
Adonai Elohechem.
Let's find ourselves on page 61. We'll join together responsively. Emet ve'emunah, God our Redeemer. True and certain it is that there is one God incomparable, and that we, the household of Israel, are God's people. Great are the things which God has done, with wonders which are without number. May God continue to protect our people and guard all humankind from disaster. They accepted God's sovereignty willingly and sung in joyous thanksgiving. In great exultation, we'll turn now to the Hebrew, Mi Chamocha.
ומלכותו ורצון קיבלו עליהם, משה ובני ישראל חנו שירה, בשמחה רבה ואמרו עולם.
So we continue on the following page. Help us, O God, to lie down in peace and awaken us to life on the morrow. Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Leshalom Vehamiteinu Alkenu Lechayim Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'ha'amitenu malkeinu lechayim Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha Me'ata v'yad olam Me'ata v'yad olam Me'ata ad olam Baruch atah Adonai HaPores u'Hat Shalom Aleinu Ve'yakol amo Yisrael Ve'ya Yerushalayim.
So let's turn together with Rylee and Reese, Reese and Rylee. The Shamru, page 64.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam beri olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam beri olam. B'nei uven b'nei Yisrael ohi le'olam ohi le'olam ohi le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam beri olam.
Ki she'yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et ha'aretz.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam beri olam. Ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam beri olam.
Beautiful guys. Let's turn to Chatzi Kaddish, which will lead us into the evening Amidah, page 66.
Yitzkadal v'yitzkad Hashem Rabba
Amen.
Ve'almad yivrach erotei ve'amlich malchutei V'chayechon yom echad Ufchayetecho beit Yisrael Bagala ubizman kariv Ve'imru amen Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'alam Ulal Me'omaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'pa'ar V'yidroma V'yidnaser V'yidhadar V'yidale V'yidhalal Shemen Kudesha B'richo Le'ela Mikol Berchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Tamidan Me'ama Ve'yimru Amen.
So once again, let's take these moments for individual prayer and meditation. The evening Amidah begins 69 through page 76, 77. Be seated as we conclude our prayer. And Rylee is going to lead us in our prayer for shalom, for peace. Oseh shalom bimromav. And we can all find ourselves towards the bottom of page 78. Oseh shalom bimromav.
Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael ve'imru Amen.
And with that, let's all rise. As our Benot Mitzvah, each take a cup of wine. Come around the other side. That's it. That's it. We can find ourselves on page 90, Shabbat Kiddush.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzav banu, v'shabbat kodesho, v'ahava uvratzon, hinhilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Kihu yom tehila, lemikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziyat Mitzrayim. Kivanu b'chortecha, ve'otanu kidashcha, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodeshecha, v'ha'ava uvratzon. Hinhilanu, Baruch Atah Adonai,
Baruch Shemo.
Mikadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. Chaim, guys. Down the hatch. So this Shabbat is Shabbat Chayei Sarah. Eliezer, which is my Hebrew name, goes out to find a wife for the son of Abraham, that's Isaac. And he finds a woman who is both unbelievably beautiful and filled with so much kindness. So in the past 24 years, this parsha has very special significance and meaning to me. So I don't know how many of you would remember this. Mimi and Bernie, you remember back in the 90s. Diane, you would remember that maybe once a month or so, Jenny would come here from New York. And when there wasn't a bar bat mitzvah, which was seldom in those days, I would go up to New York for Shabbat. Anyhow, when Janie got off of the train, whenever she came in Trenton, she was schlepping this gigantic cooler behind her. How she ever got it from the Upper East Side to through Penn Station, I don't know. But this was all the food that she prepared for Shabbat, right? So that Friday was no different than any other one. Janie had the big cooler, and off we went. But this Friday night was going to be different than any other Friday night because this was when I intended to propose to Janie, right? Yeah, Chayei Sarah. So what do you do the week before you're going to, propose to somebody? Rylee, what do you do? Reese, what do you do? No, today, you know what they do? You got to call the photographer. You got to make sure that the parents on this side and that side are hiding someplace. And as soon as she says yes, they come out from the woods and you have a party together, right? So I wasn't that, you can't change your mind, Rylee. Come on, you can't change your mind. They're all waiting for you. Come on, So anyhow, so my plan was that when Janie closed her eyes to bench lech, to say the blessing for the Shabbat candles, that I would use that moment. How romantic is this? How romantic to get down on one knee and then give her the ring. So that was my plan. But what would I say? What would be the magic words that I would say? So I figured, I'll figure it out during the week. Exactly, I'll say what's in my heart. That's the best thing. Anyhow, during the week, the other thing I was doing was getting ready for Shabbat, and I was reading through the Torah portion. Lo and behold, in the Torah portion, Eliezer, as I said, my Hebrew name, goes out to look for a wife for Isaac. And after he meets Rebecca, so beautiful and so kind, he decides this is the one. And he says to her family, he says, if you don't mind, I'd like to take your daughter, your sister, home with me for my servant Isaac. That's the way it used to work, Reagan. They didn't fall in love in advance, but that's the way it used to work. But you know what? The family was not going to give Rebecca without her consent, right? Without her consent. They were at least that modernized, right? She had a consent. So her family asks her this question. The family says to her, Hatelchi im ha'ish hazeh. It's in this week's Torah portion. Will you go with this man? And then it says, Vatomer Cain. And she said yes. So I said, wow, I can't come up with any new words better than what's in the Torah. And all I'm going to say is, I'm on my knee, ha'im telech im ha'ish hazeh. I would say to Janie, will you go with this man? I knew Janie would understand it. Her Hebrew was at least as good as mine, if not better. And she not only knew the Hebrew, she knew exactly what the source was. So when I said it, she said Cain. And then we ate. No, she schlepped all this food. I figured, we called a few people. We went through what. We didn't have people hiding upstairs, but, we went through some of this stuff. So anyhow, and look, those of you who knew Janie know that all of the qualities that were Rebecca's were Janie's qualities. She was beautiful, surely in my eyes, but I think in others' eyes as well. And boy, Janie was filled with so much kindness, just non-stop kindness for others. So anyhow, it's a special Shabbat for me, and just wanted to share that with all of you. Shabbat Chayei Sarah, will you go with this man? And she said yes. Great. So with that, how about if we move on to the Aleinu on page 118, and then Reese, you're going to be leading us in the Ne'emar, right? When we get to it. Let's all rise. Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קרובים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגוהם מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמן מותנו אפס זולתו, כוחתו ותורתו, וידעת היום, והשבות לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. If it's your custom, you may be seated. Reese will begin our V'ne'emar on the next page.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו
Beautiful, Reese. Tonight, as we begin the 24th day of Cheshvan, we recall the lives and loving memories of Ethel Schreibman, mother of Judy Friedman, Ben Matz, father of Carol Leibowitz, Elaine Marblestone, mother of Ken Marblestone, Rose Luber, mother of Harvey Luber, Morris Lieberman, grandfather of Susan Rosenthal, Henrietta Cooperstein, sister of Gail Wiener, and Eileen Eisenberg, wife of Howard Eisenberg. And those whose yortzites we observed during the course of this past week: Shirley Pivar, mother of Jeff Pivar; Norman Teller, Barry R. Stern, William Krevitz, Arthur Gendler, Marvin Davidson; Lee Weinberg, Lali Steiner, Stanley Kogan, Sonny Goldstein, dear mother of Carl Goldstein; Ethel Falk, dear friend of Mimi's; Elaine Snyder, dear member of our congregation for so many years; Elizabeth Levy, Harry Surden, Frida Silverman, Reese Rosenfeld, Michael Todd Major, Avigdor Katz, Samuel Jerinkis, Ida Chasen, grandmother of Fran Silverman, Mildred T. Burke, and Hannah Steinman. May each of their memories, just want to add Aaron Goldberg, Harriet Feinstein, and Isaac Copper, father of Mimi Pollock. Mimi, your dad, remember him well. And Max Gelb. Great. May each of their memories continue to be cherished for a blessing. And we also lovingly recall those who have gone to their eternal home during the past year: Ethel Shulman, Gussie Chudnoff, Bennett Silver, Lou Chaifetz, Benjamin Hoffman, Harold Kurtz, David Aronson, Jeffrey Berlin, Mara Lipschitz, Mildred Klein, Hollis Cohen, Donald Golden, Michelle Fields, Joel David Kaplan, Sandy Goldstein, Charles Chuck Steinberg, Lily Zimmett, Robin Solis, Beryl Gottesman, and Larry David Wiener. May each of their memories continue to be cherished for a loving blessing. Let's find ourselves on page, for those who are reciting Kaddish, page 124. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bi'olama divera chirotei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayecho u'v'yomecho u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizmane kari v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'la'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitoleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran bi'olma v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
I said it's a special Shabbat. Our president is back. Diane? Greetings and announcements from the very top.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Oh, good. You can hear me with my mask on. I can take it off, but then I'll never get it back on right. So here we go. Okay, first of all, Reese and Rylee, Yasher Koach. You girls are just rock stars, and you're going to do great tomorrow morning, just like you've been doing all this time with us. So just keep on going. And Mazel Tov to the entire Gerseten family, Rosie, Randy, everybody, Mazel Tov. There's a lot going on at Ohev Shalom, big surprise. We are always doing something. So I'm going to try and go kind of in date order here. Monday evening is a very important event that is a community-wide event. It's a vigil to unite against extremism, hate, and violence. Here we go. It's fallen down, so there we go. It's a vigil to unite against extremism, hate, and violence. It's at the Garden of Reflection in Yardley at 6 p.m. Please join Rabbi and many of us. This is a very important event. On the 2nd, as our first adult ed of November, join Rabbi John Cutler in a discussion of the book of Job. And then on the 4th, and I've got to catch up on this one because I started reading this book and it is phenomenal. We have our Sisterhood book review of Florence Adler, Swims Forever. This is a really good book and you can get it done in a week. I'm racing through it, so join us for that. On the following Monday, I don't want to leave out Men's Club. Addie Lewis Klein of Federation is going to speak about the restoration of Jewish cemeteries. What else is going on? Rabbi's class is ongoing, Tuesdays with Prophets and Rabbi, and you can come into that and register and come into that at any time. We have a wonderful event that's going to be kind of broadcast it's a live Zoom event on November 14th. With Michal Oshman. It's going to be here in the sanctuary and anywhere that you can Zoom it. And I really, really recommend that you join us for that. This is going to be a phenomenal, phenomenal event. So please register for that as well. Last thing, you gotta get your latkes. I can't believe it, but next week is November, and guess what else is in November this year? Hanukkah. So you got to order those latkes. So the Hebrew School PTO has their latke sale going on now, so be sure to order your latkes. I think that is about it. So you can watch me put my mask back on before I step off the bima. And I want to wish girls, Yasher Koach again, Mazel Tov, good luck tomorrow. You don't need it. And a wonderful good Shabbos to everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, Diane. So I just want to take less than 60 seconds to apologize for focusing on the technology and bothering the cantor over there in the middle of the service. The reason why the cantor and I have our iPads here is a couple of different reasons. One is, for 18 months we were davening with the group on the Zoom service. So we're back here and we love seeing you, but our hearts are still with everyone in the Zoom service. So we want to see people in the Zoom service as well as you here. The other thing is, for me, the reason why I have it is I want to see exactly who's here for reciting Kaddish, so that I know who's here and I can feel a connection with them for saying Kaddish. But the cantor and I are not in charge of technology. So we got to find another way. And tonight the problem was that the whole thing wasn't working. And if it's going to continue not working, cantor, I'm not going to bring my iPad anymore, because we just can't be upset about the technology not working. And that's what it was through the whole service. And on Saturday morning, when I see you running off the bima because somebody's texting you that the live streaming isn't working, as far as I know, I don't know, Diane, maybe you know better, I don't think it's in the cantor's job description to be fixing the live stream of the service, right?
Not until her next contract.
Yeah, well, Cantor, you have a good attorney? Get that live stream out of the contract. So listen, it's very important that we continue to connect with people that are home. Tremendously, tremendously important, but we're going to have to find another way. So anyhow, I'm saying all of this just to say I apologize that we got sidetracked, and I wanted to be helpful, but I guess somebody else has to be helpful. Okay, so Reese and Rylee, tomorrow morning's the big day. Wow-wee. Get some sleep tonight, and we're going to start, when the clock strikes 9:45, we start with the Matovu, right? So, Randy and Rosie, Mazal Tov to you, to Ronnie, to grandparents, Mark and Judy. You know, girls, I used to see, and Ronnie to you, Mama, Ronnie, I used to see your grandparents, Mark and Judy, and we graduated high school together in the same year. I used to see them at least once or twice a month here, right? And it was because you were in preschool. But now I haven't seen them for a number of years. And you know what? It's all your fault, guys. It's your fault. It's your fault. You know why? You grew up, you know? You went to kindergarten, you went into first grade, second grade. So, Mark and Judy, I'm thrilled to see you both tonight. Yeah. Mark, not only were we, in the same year, we were classmates in Dr. Liss's contemporary topics class, right? Wasn't that what it was called? What?
That's what it was.
Yeah. So it's, what's that?
He was phenomenal.
He was phenomenal. Yeah, he was. He was something. Great. Okay. Well, it's great to be celebrating together. And did I mention Reagan? Reagan. You know what? Just remember something, Reagan. Without you, these two girls don't become bat mitzvah, right? So you're the one who calls them up to the Torah. If nobody calls them up to the Torah, nothing happens. So you're in charge, Reagan, you know? They better be good to you. Better be good to you. Okay, I think we're ready for Adon Olam. 412.
Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yater nivra le'ed nasa b'chefetzo kol hazai melech shemo nikra hazai melech shemo nikra v'yacharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora ve'hu haya והוא עובד, והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא אחד מהשני, להבשילו, להכפירה, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמזרח, ולא העוז והמזרח, והוא אלי, וחי גואלי וצורך לי ביצרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום אקרא מנת כוסי ביום אקרא בידו כדרוכי ביד תישן ויעירה ואמרוכי כביעתי Adonai li v'lo ira, Adonai li v'lo ira. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom u'mevorach. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom u'mevorach.
Shabbos, everyone. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. No, normally it works great.
It's probably the weather too.
I think it was a weather, because I started it last year, was working fine, and then it kicked us off, because it was only showing like the first 8 minutes. And then I noticed that on the screen, that kept trying to go back to the same screen. I'm like,
Is this your builder?
Yeah, I work for Comcast.
Oh, really? Well, we're on Comcast.
You are?
Yeah.
But just down the street, the business.
yeah. But yeah, I think that's what it was. The lights flickered a couple times.
And at least there's an ongoing problem.
Seriously, you know how you see the Xfinity commercials?
Oh, right, when they have the pods, right.
But they make stronger ones for live streaming. You guys can buy them.
Yeah.
It's fine.
This is definitely gonna be a bigger conversation, especially.
Well, this is a wired hookup. In other words, this is not wireless for the system, right?
Put it off Wi-Fi, I don't do it.
Yeah.
We're using Wi-Fi off of it, but the issue is with the system. That's the problem. It's not. It's the system there that's the problem, not us. It's not our. And that's.
Have you texted number?
Oh, for sure
We
we have.
should.
I think our system that we have with that room is also older technology. So we're trying to
Hi, guys.
camera and Wi-Fi with old technology, so there's.
I can see if I can get sales.
You know, I'll talk to Hillary in October is our birthday. Because, yeah, right, 10. Yeah.
It's a salesman.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I work.
Oh, okay.
It's a Hillary, actually. I actually was on Ken's team.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So
Yeah, like I said, I know that we used to have a technology, our point person, and we have switched to something new. So I think there's still some.
Yeah, but I do national stuff. He does like small business. So I'll
Yeah.
talk to my sister too.
Well, she will be our.
Sales people out.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, between Hillary and Mark Colbert, these are building these guys are these. Yeah.
That would definitely help. Especially on the
Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen the lights flicker like that.
Oh, well, yeah, the weather.
Nah, yeah, but I mean, the texture, it's just kind of. Or just letting us know he's with us.
Whenever it was time for people to leave the house,
They did great. Yeah. No, tonight I knew they were going to be great. Oh, yes, we'll have to make sure. Yeah. I'll make sure that.
I haven't seen you in ages. Wow, there's gorgeous boys I see on Facebook. Oh my God.
I plastered them all over.
She has the blonde.
Is that right?
There you go.
She's very good with children.
Is she? Is she certified CPR?
I can get her certified.
It was nice to see you.
you get nervous whenever you tell you everything all the
You
time.
gotta just take a breath between each one. You have your back. It's like, right. So it's all good. It's wonderful.